Hello everybody, it's Amy from Winterwood Studio and we have a really fun video today. The video for today is the art supplies that I am consistently reaching for the most in summer 2025. I've had a bunch of you ask for me to do videos like this seasonally, so like what I'm using the most in summer or like what I might be using the most in the fall, because I've mentioned before that I work in cycles and I use different materials at different parts of the year. So I thought I would do this today and see what you guys think, and if you like it, and if you do like it and you want me to keep making these seasonally, let me know down in the comments. We've got them all lined up here, so grab yourself something nice to drink. It is super hot here today, so I'm going to go get something nice and cold, and we will have a nice little chat about my favorite art supplies this summer. Okay, so the art supplies that I have out, these are the ones that I am actually using the most this summer, mostly for like my sketching and daily practice. So we're going to start, the first thing we're going to start with is sketchbooks. And as you guys know, my favorite, most used sketchbooks are the Royal Talens Art Creations. They are very inexpensive. I'm all caught up here. They are very inexpensive. These are the three I'm using the most this summer in the three various sizes. They are the most inexpensive sketchbooks and they still handle water decently well. So that is what I'm using as far as sketchbooks. However, and I have this in a couple different sizes, our Walmart has started selling this Canson's Graduate Mixed Media Paper in different size pads, and it's super cheap. Like, I think this little pad, it's the 5.5 by 8.5, 20 sheets. I feel like it was like $3.96, and they come in different sizes. But this handles wet media decently well. Oh well. And it's so cheap that I don't really worry about using it. This is one I just cut out this morning. I'm not anywhere near done, but I was, messing around with it. And enjoying it very much. So I do recommend that. You can also get it at like Blick and Amazon and everything. The next thing I've been reaching for the most is my fountain pen with my platinum carbon black ink. I said it right that time, which is the closest to waterproof and yet still fountain pen safe ink that I've tried. I know there's some others out there. I haven't tried them yet, but it is pretty darn close to waterproof, and it is also fountain pen safe. And it was actually the artist Mark Taro Holmes, whose class I'm taking, who clued me into the fact that this comes in cartridges now. Anyway, I went off on a waffle there. But anyway, I'm really enjoying his class Travel Sketching and Mixed Media on Craftsy, which is perfect because Craftsy just happens to be the sponsor for today's video. In case you don't know who Craftsy is, they are your online resource for everything creative. They have over 2,000 classes in things like painting, drawing, knitting, sewing, quilting, baking, and more. I've taken so many classes on there. I'm currently taking some sewing classes. I dusted off my sewing machine for a little fun this summer, and I'm having fun with those as well. But I've also been having a ton of fun with Mark's ink and watercolor techniques for sketching landscapes, which is what I've been doing with my fountain pen. I've been really liking his continuous line technique, which obviously is done with the fountain pen and some ink, and it helps get movement and looseness into my watercolor landscapes. And I think I'm going to take his class Sketching People in Motion next because it looks super good. If you'd like to try Craftsy, they have been super generous and given us a very nice offer. There will be a link down below. Otherwise, this QR code popping up right here if that's easier for you. But the first 1,000 of you to click the link will have a full year of premium Craftsy membership for only $1.49, which is ridiculously generous. And I'm so glad to be able to offer it to you guys, my wonderful viewers. I think it might be valid for new members only, so be aware of that. And I hope you like Craftsy as much as I do. Okay, so back to the supplies I am reaching for the most this summer. I am also finding myself doing a lot of work with my dip pen. This is the Nico, I think it is. I think it's either the, actually it might be the Browse Steno tip. Otherwise, when I'm not using that, I use the Nico Comic G tips. I'll link them both down below because they're both really good. And when I'm using these, I do tend to use them with my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay India ink in either brown or black, depending on what I'm working on. These are both great inks. I had taken a break from dip pen for line work for a while, but I found myself using it a lot again this summer. So that is definitely one of the supplies that I'm reaching for a lot this summer. And along with that, this pen, this is the Arteza water brush pen. I actually like my Pastels better, but the Arteza are decent too. They just tend to clog a little bit easier, but they're cheaper. So this is going to be the Bombay India ink with half water in it. So it's like for adding some shading when I'm doing sketching. And anytime you're using an India ink with something like a brush pen, there's always a possibility it may clog. So maybe it's easier to, or better to use the cheaper ones. But I have a little bit of a solution for that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we do that, I'm also going to finish up with these other sketching things. So this is my Pentel brush pen. And as always, these will all be linked down below. This is also waterproof. This is actually like a brush tip, pre-filled. And I've been using this a lot too in my sketching, along with my fountain pen to vary the line weight a little bit in my sketching. And also, this is the Staedtler Mars Technico pencil, and the lead is huge on the end there. I feel like it's the 2mm lead, but it's just pure lead. And there's a little sharpener in the cap. So you take the little cap off and then you can sharpen it and put it back. And I've been using this a lot for sketching too. It's a lot of fun. This is my Black Wings, which I forgot to take out, but that's the other pencil I've been reaching for a lot this summer. I'm hot. It is like 90 degrees out, and I turned off the air conditioner just for you guys so I could talk to you without it being super loud. And I am... Whew, it's hot. Okay. The other sketching tool that I am using the most is my Prismacolor Color Erase in Indigo Blue. You can tell it's getting pretty short there. I've been reaching for this a lot. The other one that I use for sketching is the Terracotta, but you can see I haven't been using that one quite that much this summer because it's obviously longer. But I'll link that down below too. They're both really good for line work. I find that watercolor goes over them easy. I'm not sure if it's because they're the color erase, but like if you try to layer watercolor over like luminance or even just regular Prismacolor, it beads up quite a bit. But you can go over this and it doesn't really bead up at all, which makes it great for sketching. And let's sort these out. So the other thing that I've been using a lot, and there's a video up with me using these for an illustration, I think. If it's not up, it's probably coming up next week. But if it's up already, I'll link it down below where I do a full review of these and a full illustration with them. These are the Ganzai Tammy Sumi colors. And they're sort of like ink, and they're a lot of fun to use. I also think I swatched them in the art haul that I open these in, so I'll link that down below too if you want to check that out. But these have been a lot of fun this summer and kind of moody, and it kind of fits my mood. I don't know if the video is up yet, but for those of you who have been around my channel for a while, you know I have Crohn's disease. I've been in remission. I am no longer in remission. I'm actually in the worst flare I've ever been in, so I'm not feeling good, and life has been hard lately. So, moody. I've been doing kind of moody pieces and like, you know, expressing some of my, you know, anger because I'm sick again and all that in my artwork. Although I don't always, not always, I haven't really shown any of that to anybody, but yeah. So the other thing that I am reaching for a lot is, okay, so I don't know if this video is up yet. I do have a video where I talk a little bit more in depth about what's going on with my Crohn's and everything, but I did get myself a little feel better present when the results came back from the doctor because I was feeling bad, even though I'm supposed to be in a no-buy. But I am in a no-buy now, so I'm not going to buy anything else for like the next 2 months. But I did get, and this isn't even, I got a set of Ecoline inks and then a few loose ones. These are the Ecoline watercolor inks. Now the thing about these are, they are not light fast and they're dye based. So I've been using them for sketchbook work and for illustrations that I scan in right away so they don't have time to fade. But the good thing about them is that you can put them in brush pens and there's absolutely no chance that they're going to clog them, which is how I've been using them mostly. So far, that's the only way I've been using them. I've been making mixes with brush pens and tossing them in my bag for waiting at like doctor's appointments or just going out and doing some sketching outside. And the 4 colors that I have been reaching for the most are the Ecoline 374, and this is the pink beige, and the 706, which I think is the dark gray. I'll link them down below in case I have the names wrong, which could happen. The 580, which is the pastel blue, and the 657, which I think is the... So those are the ones I've been using the most out of the inks, although I had wanted to like mix some of my own colors and I haven't had time for that yet. But this is the pink beige and I've practically used it up already. Pink beige, right? I keep wanting to call it red beige, but it's not. It's pink beige. I said the right thing. So I've been using that a ton. And I think there's a video up. I think it's the same one where I'm talking about what's going on with my crones, where I do the whole underlayer of some drafts with this. I'll link it down below if it is up. Otherwise, it should be coming up shortly. And then this is not an art supply, but I've been doing a lot of like sitting outside to do sketching and stuff. And I got this like waterproof seat and it folds up really small and like I can clip it to my belt or just hang it off my backpack. And I've been using this a ton outside. So I figured I'd show it to you just in case you guys were looking for something like that. And then another thing that I have been reaching for a lot, these are the Paul Rubens floral watercolor set. And I have been using these quite a bit. They were gifted to me, but I'm not sponsored. They didn't pay me or anything. I like the colors in this set especially for like outside landscape and floral type paintings. And I've been using them a lot with the fountain pen. And I just throw them in my bag and I don't have to worry about them. And, I had an accident with my Daniel Smiths where water leaked in my bag and somehow got into the tray of watercolors and some of them like got washed away. And I was like, because they're super expensive. So I've just been using these for pretty much all of my like packing in a backpack to go somewhere watercolor painting, because they're still really good quality watercolors and their pigment number info is available online and on the wrappers, and they're light fast rated, but they're way cheaper, so I don't have to worry about accidentally washing them away. The other thing that I've been using a lot this summer, and I think even more than the watercolors, I've been using these, are this little set of Holbein artist gouache set. They're my own colors. I selected it and made this little set. I think I figured out how to keep them from cracking. I have not taken these like out yet, and I don't know if I will just because Holbein is expensive. I followed a mix of info for making this palette from Sarah Burns' studio, she's a wonderful gouache artist if you don't know who she is, and also from The Wild Pencil, who I followed on Instagram and didn't realize she had a YouTube until recently. She also has a video about how she does that. So I used both of their 2 videos combined to figure out how to fill this, and so far so good. I will link both of their videos down below if you are looking to make your own gouache palette without it cracking and falling apart. So far so good. Fingers crossed. I should knock on wood because I don't want to jinx myself. Another art supply I have been using a ton, I've been using this a ton, is here, before I take the lid off. This is the Art Graph water-soluble graphite. And man, I love this thing. I've been using it for a lot, and it's just ever so slightly like starting to go down in the middle. It seems like it lasts forever. It gets really nice and dark. You can erase it a little bit once it's dry, although not as much as a normal pencil. It's super small to take with you with a brush pen. And I've been trying, it's mid-July as I filmed this, and I've recently like stumbled across the 3 materials challenge that usually takes place in August. So I've been practicing a little bit with materials and thinking about whether or not I want to join that. It kind of depends on how I'm probably for sure going to make a few things. I don't know if I'm going to challenge myself to work every day because I don't know how I'm feeling and there's a lot of doctor visits going on and all that, but I've been having a lot of fun challenging myself to work with 3 materials. And actually, I think, do I have any in here? Maybe it was in my other sketchbook. Yeah, so this was a 3 materials challenge that I did. I think this was ink and a purple Stabilo Woody and some brown gouache is what I did this one with. And I'm also trying to work on like a more illustrative style. I print out reference photos sometimes and then I save them. So I did this super realistically in charcoal. And actually there's a video up for that and I will link it down below in case you want to check it out. Maybe I'm popping up the finished charcoal piece here so you can compare them. But I've been trying to work looser and more illustrative and trying different things out to see what makes me happy. I have lost my train of thought. Oh, the 3 materials challenge. And this was another really fast, this was a 10-minute sketch 3 materials challenge that I did out in our yard with our greenhouse and our clothes drying on the line. Yeah, so I've been having fun and kind of challenging myself with that. I hope I'm not super sweaty. It's so hot. I need the air conditioner. We're almost done. Okay. So the other thing that I've been using a lot are both Tombow markers and the Caran d'Ache luminance, but I've been using a very limited selection and I just kind of picked out a few and I stuck them in this bag. Everybody else asks where these clear bags are from. I'll link those down below too in case you want to check. But what was I saying? Oh, a limited palette of both of them. And I've just been playing with these colors and seeing what they can do and like what kind of textures I can make and all of that. And it's been a lot of fun. And then I have a whole bunch of soft pastels. I used to do a lot of art in soft pastels. I had a health scare. There's a video up for that. Maybe I can link it down below. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I hadn't been using them for a while. But I found these little tins that I got. And I have been taking out just a couple pastels at a time that I'm reasonably sure are probably safe. But I don't know that yet. Oh, God. And that's how my day's been going. Well, there's what's left that I didn't dump on the floor. These are Unison soft pastels. A bunch of them shattered into a million pieces. But I've been using them for... Was it the sketchbook? No, it was this big one. So again, with the 3 materials challenge, because you can wet them and sort of make them into a paint, or you can also use them for mark making. So again, these were timed 15-minute sketches, either 10 or 15 that I did outside with just 3 materials, not the same for them, but 3 materials each. And I used a soft pastel for each of them as one of the materials. So, yeah, I've been using them outside mostly, like one at a time, not lots of dust, wetting them to use as a paint, and I've been having a lot of fun. And then the last thing that I've been using a bunch, is my little collection here of Elbrick Duer Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, and this is my entire collection. This is all I own. It was, I think, the set of 36 that I got for gift, plus these ones on the end that I picked out for myself recently. And I have been using these a ton. I may want to invest in more. I don't know. I've been using them both as watercolor pencils, but also just as colored pencils because they're so soft and the color they lay down is so luscious and nice. So if you haven't tried using them just as regular colored pencils, I highly suggest it. And also, just as a side note, I've been trying a bunch of different brands of colored pencils that I haven't tried before. And I have a giant colored pencil review video coming. And I think I'm going to invest in some more colored pencils that I'm still filming and trying everything and seeing what I want. But that will be coming and I'm super excited to share that with you. So I hope you liked today's video. If you would like to check out my Patreon, that'll be linked down below. It's only $5. There's only one tier. I am thinking of maybe adding one more tier where we have live Zoom drawing sessions together, and that would be like $12 a month. I haven't done it yet. If you think you would like that and you're still here and listening and you think you would like that, pop a comment down below so I know if you would like me to do that. Otherwise, if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button yet or left a comment, I would love it if you did. It is a free, no cost way for you to help support my channel. And I hope you had a lot of fun today. I need to go douse myself with some cold water and drink a whole jug of it. It's super hot. I'm gonna go turn the air conditioning back on. And until next time, happy creating.